And back here on WICR. Welcome back to the 2013 WICR Radiothon. John Singer here with Jersey Joe here in WICR, the basement of La Pensa, live on 365.com and on Ustream.com. Jersey Joe, we went to the break. You proclaiming your love for the Miami Heat.
Of course.
You proclaiming your love, undying affection for the LeBron James and the overrated Dwayne Wade. But they have some competition in the East, especially the Indiana Pacers. I think we could both agree on that.
Absolutely. I mean, going into the season, I said there's no one who scares me as much as the Pacers. But now that I've seen the Pacers play, I'm terrified. I really am. I think Paul George, we all knew how good he was, but he's turned into such a fantastic player. Other than LeBron, I don't think there's anybody else who's as good a three-way around player. You know you're getting your assists with him. He's going to get the rebounds. He's going to make... I mean, he single-handedly took over that game against the Knicks last night in the last 2 minutes of the game, and then in the overtime. He's just an unbelievable player, and a big thing that I'm concerned about with the Heat is Dwayne Wade's health. I don't think he's going to be playing back-to-backs until after December, and his injury is going to be scary right now because LeBron, I think, can only take this team so far, and you don't know what you're going to get out of Odin. I think if you get anything out of him against Indiana, it'll help, but Indiana is a young team right now. They have a lot of talent, and they're going to cause a big problem to the Heat.
Yeah, the Indiana Pacers coming off an overtime win where they came from behind against the lowly New York Knicks.
The lowly Knicks, I like that.
The lowly Knicks. Paul George, 35 points, a season high for him, knocked down 3 clutch free throws at the end of regulation, send that one into overtime.
Big time.
I mean, listen, the Pacers were down 13-0 at the start of this game, but then fourth quarter belonged to Paul George and Carmelo Anthony. There are rumors that this is last year in New York, and honestly, I don't doubt it.
Yeah.
And there's rumors that the Pacers are better than the Heat, and I'm buying them.
Here's the thing. I don't buy it until I see it. I need to see them play first, but it's a major concern. It really is. I mean, you're coming. I'm saying it from my mouth. I'm one of the bigger Heat fans you'll find out there. They're gonna be tough to beat, tougher than they were last year. But I think when you have LeBron, you can never count them out. I mean, the best player in the world. You can't. I mean, he's always gives you a chance to win. But the Heat are definitely gonna have to show that Wade can be healthy, and if whatever Odin can give you. Michael Beasley might be a big X factor when it comes down to it. He's played very well at the start of this year. I think if he can keep his mind in the right place and he continues to progress, I think he could be a big, big help for this team right now.
I mean, the way I see it is LeBron James is going for a legacy right now.
Yep.
I mean, that's what he's playing for. The three-peat, it's in question. I mean, obviously, if you get it, you cement yourself as one of the best.
Absolutely.
There's no denying it. LeBron James is already considered one of the best players ever, but championships is what your legacy is measured by. And if you win 3 in a row, you know you set yourself a standard and you created yourself a dynasty. But now I want to ask you this question, just going off topic just a little bit. Where does LeBron James land after this year?
It's a big question. At the beginning of the season, a lot of people were asking me what I thought, and I think Miami's a possibility. A lot of people were saying maybe he'll go back to Cleveland because all the talent on that team. But, I mean, and it's true. I mean, if you look at the teams LeBron played on in Cleveland back in the day, terrible. No talent
Anderson
on that team.
Varejao was their second best player.
Anderson Varejao was the second. Daniel Gibson was probably the third best option. He probably brought the worst roster in NBA Finals history on his back against the Spurs. But the problem is I just haven't liked what I've seen from him this year. Kyrie Irving, I love. He's a phenomenal player. They have a lot of good young players on that team. But hiring Mike Brown, I think, once again, but hiring a recycled coach, if it didn't work out the first time, probably not going to work out the second time. So I think that was a bad move. Dan Gilbert, I still don't see LeBron getting along with there. I still think he doesn't like the way things left off in Cleveland, and they do have a lot of talent on this team, but I just don't know. It's hard to see him going back with the way things left off with Gilbert. The Lakers still puzzle me too. I think a lot of Laker fans.
No way he goes to the Lakers.
I don't think he goes to the Lakers either. Him and Kobe, I don't see playing well together. Kobe is LeBron's such a giving player, and Kobe's got to have the ball in his hands.
Kobe will take everything that LeBron gives and never give it back.
So I don't know if that's going to happen either, and that leaves a lot of open room. I mean, does he go back to Miami? Dwayne Wade's clearly seen better days. Chris Bosh, I think, has been exposed a little bit. He's not as good as we once thought he was. His skills have diminished a little with the Heat. So it's a tough situation. I think right now LeBron's just worried about where it gives him the best opportunity to win, and there's a lot of places he could end up.
Dallas. Mark Cuban
Dallas.
will spend anything.
That's a good point. I haven't heard anybody mention Dallas, but that's true. Mark Cuban, you got an owner who's passionate. He's gonna do whatever it takes to get talent there. But I think that's been a big problem. Is we've heard the last couple of seasons, man, Dallas, Dallas, Dallas. Look at all this room they have,
And then
but no
nothing's
one's
happened.
gone. I mean, I don't like the roster they have there now. Dirk's seen better days. Monta Ellis, I think, he gives you what he gives you. He's
Didn't they have a
scorer.
big comeback win last night though?
Oh, they did big win against
Yeah.
Houston last night. Nice
Mhm.
win right there.
Yep.
Vince Carter is still playing pretty well.
Do you hear Vince Carter's comments on Dwight Howard?
I saw a little. Of him.
He said he is the biggest crybaby he's ever
Yeah.
seen. And
I'm
I
not a
agree
big
with him
Dwight guy.
completely.
Yeah, I'm not a big Dwight guy. The big thing I don't like about Dwight is the free throw thing. Is there's no excuse not to be a better. Like, I think Dwight has peaked, and not peaked, but he can get a lot better. But I think he's satisfied where he is with his game.
Yeah.
I think his game. I mean, you saw the other day, Hakeem Olajuwon. He wasn't too happy with what he's seen from Dwight Howard. I think he could work so much harder, and I think that's what separates Dwight from the superstars, the best players of all time. Is they're constantly trying to improve his game. What do you hear from LeBron every offseason? I'm a better basketball player now than I was last season. I just don't see that commitment from Dwight Howard, and I think it's a big concern.
I completely agree with you. Dwight Howard, if there's like a player I wouldn't want to start my team with, it'd be Dwight Howard.
Absolutely.
He's like a cancer. He's a cancer to your team, and I think he instills that sense of, okay, we're happy where we are, let's not push further. And I think he gave up with the Lakers last year.
No question.
No
he gave
question
up on
about
that
that.
team.
He gave up on that team, and listen, Houston is a talented team. You got James Harden, a phenomenal scorer. You got Dwight Howard. I mean, even if he's not pushing himself, he's still one of the best down low players in basketball right now.
Yeah.
They got the overrated Jeremy Lin there because they
He's
offered
had a
him.
couple nice games.
Jeremy Lin,
He shows sparks of greatness.
I still think he was overrated, and I don't think Houston should have paid as much as they did for him.
That was a very puzzling move. Yeah.
Yes, but the two big teams in the West that everyone's expecting to compete this year match up tonight. You had the Los Angeles Clippers and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Both teams' defense is not really an option
No,
for both these
they
teams.
don't play much defense.
I mean, both teams allowing over 100 points per game thus far. Who you got winning tonight between the Clippers going to Oklahoma City to play the Thunder?
Clippers going to Oklahoma City. Part of me, I like the way Chris Paul's been playing phenomenal right now. I'm gonna go with the Thunder being the home team here. I'm still concerned with Blake Griffin because I just feel like if he's not playing towards the basket, he's not a threat to shoot from the perimeter. That's the thing, guys. I think Blake Griffin, to get to the next level, he's got to become a better shooter. He's got to develop a perimeter-based game, and I just don't see that from him. I think that OKC is going to do a good job of forcing him away from the basket, and I think that could be a key in this game.
But I mean, he's averaging 23 points per game.
He is
He's
playing
averaging
well.
11 rebounds per game. He's averaging nearly a block per game as well, and he's averaging over a steal per game. So overall, statistically, he's having the best year of his career
He
thus
is.
far. But the reason I'm going to go with this, I'm going with the Clippers on the road. I mean, listen, you look at these two team stats; they are similar. Very similar.
Yes.
But Chris Paul right now is head and shoulders, I think, the best point guard in the NBA.
No, there's no question. He's
And
the
Russell Westbrook coming back from injury, he's been fine. He's back.
He's
There's
been
no
playing
worries
pretty
about
well,
that.
yeah.
But I think it's going to be a head game between Chris Paul and Russell Westbrook. Hear me out on this. Russell Westbrook is a player who thrives on the adrenaline. He thrives under the challenge of something.
Agreed,
And he's
agreed.
going to go and challenge Chris Paul. But Chris Paul is going to shrug it off, be like, it's no big thing. It's not a challenge. I'm just going to play my game. Russell Westbrook, I think, is going to try to do too much. And I think that's what's going to hurt the Thunder.
I think that's a good point because Russell Westbrook, when you watch him, he definitely plays off emotion. He's a very emotional player. You could see it turn into frustration sometimes. You could see it into greatness sometimes. And I get that Chris Paul is a smart player, and if he can get Westbrook off his game a little bit, I could definitely see that happening. That's a good point.
Yeah, the Clippers have had 12 games. Chris Paul's had a double-double with 10 points and 10 assists in all 12 of those games, breaking Magic Johnson's record, which was 11. Blake Griffin is on his own double-double streak. I mean, the way you see this, though, is Kevin Durant at home is a monster. He's a machine. He's a tarantula who could shoot from anywhere. So good. And listen, is he going to take over the game? I expect to see some dunks between Russell Westbrook and Blake Griffin tonight, too. In my opinion, the two best dunkers in the NBA.
Yeah, can't go. DeAndre Jordan's not bad either, but no, I'd rather see Blake Griffin dunking the ball there. One person also on the Clippers not to count is J.J. Redick. He's very, very
He's
good.
a shooter.
He's a shooter. Look at Ray Allen with Doc Rivers. They were perfect together.
Yep.
J.J. Redick, very similar player. I love his shot. He's gonna have a great season. He already is started off so well. And J.J. Redick, don't be sleeping on him. He's a good player.
Coming from the Dookie Blue Devils.
Duke Blue Devils.
Duke Blue Devils, baby. All right, we're gonna take a short commercial break here on the Sports Roundtable. John Sicker here with Jersey Joe. Jersey Joe's gonna take over next hour solo. Gonna discuss some fantasy football. I have other things to attend to, personal matters. But Jersey Joe's, you're in good hands with Jersey Joe here
Absolutely.
in WYCR.
I got you guys taken care of.
So stay tuned. We'll be back here with more on the NFL Sports Roundtable. You're listening to Iona's Radiothon 2013 on Live365.com.